right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with my man Ramiz Brahimaj. Ramiz, how we doing, my man?
Good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Can't complain. And Ramiz, man, I mean, you're coming off a big win. I mean, talk to us a little bit more about that big performance you just had.
Yeah, it was great performance. No complaints on my end at all. I think I did pretty good. Handled the pressure. Did what I had to do at UFC 320, and yeah, got a good finish.
Yeah, no, you definitely got a good finish, man. Another guillotine. I mean, back to back now. I mean, was that something you were practicing in the gym? That guillotine. I mean, how'd you kind of get that finish there?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I've always had in my back pocket. So to be able to use it at this level now is pretty cool for me. To be executing that guillotine in the UFC now. I know my first two submission wins in the UFC were by rear naked choke, so I'm just trying to continue to add on to the diversity of my submission game.
Yeah, no, that's definitely important and definitely cool that you've been able to keep building on your win streak. And now another thing I was curious about as well too, man. I mean, you mentioned in some post fight interviews that like Austin Vanderford, he was kind of keeping you up at night, giving you some nightmares and stuff. I mean, what exactly about him was kind of giving you that doubts and going into your game plan?
Man, he's been in there with some very elite level guys. You know, he has wins over Fabian Edwards and tons of other high level guys. He fought for the Bellator belt, fought against Gegard Mousasi, and I knew that I had to be really, really, really on my A game when I fought this dude. So it was just one of those things. Usually whenever I get ready to fight opponents, especially my last three opponents, I've been definitely on my toes, but I think Austin definitely had a little bit more of an advantage over that than my last two.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely hear you when it comes to that. And now you mentioned you were training a little bit with Bilal Muhammad with this camp and everything. I mean, what was maybe some things he might have helped you out with and maybe some good advice he might have gave you, going into this fight?
No, for sure. He helped me out with the pressure. Bilal is a very pressure forward fighter. He has a lot of good knowledge when it comes to mixed martial arts in general. So, just his presence there and just being able to train with him. We bounce stuff off back and forth to one another, and just as he's helped me with my fight, I went back and I helped him with his fight against Ian Gary.
Yeah. Now you mentioned training with Bilal Muhammad. You mentioned he chipped your tooth and everything like that. And now you want to grill. You've been tagging. You said to tag Johnny
Yeah,
Dane. I mean, what's
yeah.
going on with that grill, man? They hook you up yet or what?
Not yet, not yet. I'm still waiting on the grill. No, it's funny enough. Actually, I've had a chip tooth since I was 18 years old, but I had a molding done, and I think, man, that molding like it was stood the test of time for a long time, right? And then this last camp, legit enough. I think it was probably like a week or two prior to me going out to Vegas for fight week. I didn't wear my mouthpiece, and then I was telling everybody, I was like, "Hey, I gotta be a little bit cautious. I don't have my mouthpiece. I don't want to like chip or any tooth or lose any teeth." And then the very next day, when I actually grabbed my mouthpiece, is when the filling came loose, and I was just like, "Of course, that's how it happens."
Yeah. No, that's definitely annoying to hear, but I definitely hope they hook you up with that grill soon, man. That would be
Yeah, I hope
awesome.
so too, man. I hope Kevin and Johnny Dang definitely get that molded, get that
Yeah.
done.
There you go. No, that would definitely be awesome, man. And now, like we mentioned as well, I mean, you're coming off another guillotine win, but I mean, you had a pretty sick one against Billy Goff as well, and
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
that ref cam. I mean, what'd you kind of think about that ref cam and that angle? After you kind of got that finish.
I think it's unique. Like I say, it reminds me of Pride a lot. So when you go back and watch the Pride fights, they were always a little bit up close and personal, intimate. I think PFL did them for a while, if I'm not mistaken. So it's unique. I think it's a different way for people to get to see probably what the third man in the octagon gets to see. And it's like the best seat in the house, to be honest. I think the referees do have the best seat in the house. Everybody sees the commentators and the fans and everybody that's outside, but the refs inside. So I think it's a unique perspective to give people, especially from a fan standpoint. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I definitely love it, man. I thought it was a pretty awesome angle. I'm just curious, I'm surprised UFC hasn't brought it back like since then because it went pretty viral. It seemed like it was
Oh,
awesome.
they didn't bring it back yet?
I haven't seen it yet. That's why I was asking you.
Yeah, I definitely think it's unique. I think ref cams definitely should come back. I mean, like I said just a little bit earlier, I think referees have the best seat in the house. So for people to be able to see that stuff is pretty unique. It's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it is for sure, man. And now I was checking out the odds a little bit on Tapology. You haven't been a favorite since like your Michael Gilmore fight. You've always been the underdog. I mean, do you kind of like having that like underdog mentality kind of going into your fights here?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, look, I don't gamble, so I don't really, the only money that I win is just off of my fight person, my bonuses and all that stuff. But I know that I've had a bunch of people reach out to me that gamble, like a bunch of fans. They're like, "Man, I won so much money on you, this and this and this." And I'm like, "Man, that's awesome. Send me some love." But I don't know. I don't want to get into too much hot water now because I know a lot of people, especially after this past weekend's fight, are talking about all of that gambling stuff, But no, like I said, for me, I don't mind being an underdog. I'm always gonna have a chip on my shoulder, so I don't really. For me, being an underdog, whether I am an underdog in a fight or I'm not, I'm always gonna carry that with me to the octagon.
Yeah, no, it's that's definitely a really good mindset and way to kind of go about things. And like you mentioned, you kind of heard a little bit about the fight that happened this weekend. I mean, what's kind of your take about everything that kind of happened with that? I mean, I don't really know too much about it either, just kind of reading the posts of what I've been seeing.
Yeah, that's all the same thing you're seeing is the same thing I'm seeing. The only thing that I could say is I don't know why a fighter would jeopardize their career and go down that path if that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like it's just it ain't worth it, man. It is not worth it. Especially in this day and age, man, it is not worth it.
No, no, I would definitely agree, and I definitely think Joel Gary, and he has a lot more talent, and it would kind of suck if that's really the case. What kind of happened, and throw it all away. But
No, for
another
sure.
thing, yeah. Now another thing I was curious about as well too, man. I mean, you mentioned you want to kind of fight Michael Chiesa next. I mean, talk us a little bit more about that matchup and what kind of excites you with everything with that.
Yeah, I think it's a great fight, I think Michael Chiesa, he's one of those mainstay, like big, just those big time guys that's been in the organization for quite a while now. So it's definitely something that excites me a lot. He's it's a very fun matchup, you know what I mean? From especially from a grappling standpoint. If you look at it, he has a lot of exciting finishes, he has a lot of exciting submission wins. And especially for me, just moving up the ladder, he's right outside the top 15 if I'm not mistaken. He's between that 15 to 20 mark, so I think it makes sense. It's a very fun fight, but I don't get to make the matchups. But like I said, if I could pick, I would love to fight Michael Chiesa next.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's a good matchup for sure. And now, when it comes to that matchup, I mean, when do you maybe want to be back in the cage to kind of make that fight happen?
I wouldn't mind January, early February, like anytime in January, realistically speaking. I, honest to God, I know people give the Apex a lot of hate, but I don't mind fighting in the Apex. But I also would love to be on one of the numbered cards. I know that they're not going to be on pay-per-view anymore, so if it's one of those the first Paramount cards, I would love to be a part of it, be a part of history.
Yeah, no, I mean, talking a little bit more about, being on like these pay-per-views. I mean, you've been on 309 with John Jones, been on the another pay-per-view with Alex Pereira. I mean, what does that kind of mean to you to be on such big cards as well?
It means a lot, man. I think it's every fighter's dream to be able to fight on a pay-per-view card, right? Because those are some of the biggest cards of the year, and they put them together and they do a really great job, right? And also another cool thing is whenever you fight on these cards, they give you like little perks, right? So when I fought at UFC 309, they gave us these puffer jackets which had 309, they had the skyline of New York City on them. It was super dope. And then for 320, they gave us these baseball jerseys and a new era cap that actually had 320 and all that stuff, like Vegas logos and all that. So it was pretty cool. It was dope.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an interesting thing you mentioned. I totally forgot that you guys kind of get hooked up with that. So that's definitely pretty cool. And now they're fighting again, UFC 322 at Madison Square Garden. I mean, did you try to get on that card or you bummed it all? You're not going to be competing on that one as well?
No, honest to God, I'm not. I had the privilege and the opportunity to fight at MSG close to a year ago now. So it was great. I know things, they always work out this way. I never want to get too greedy, you know what I mean? But I mean it's awesome. I'm still looking to be in attendance for that card, still get to watch it, and I think it's gonna be an amazing card nonetheless. So I'm very excited to see it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome to hear as well. That definitely a good mindset. And now you mentioned you kind of like fighting in the Apex. I mean, what exactly don't you mind about it and kind of enjoy about it?
Well, when you look at it, it's super business, right? So when you get there, you know everything that's gonna exactly happen, right? You get your media, you get everything knocked out of the way, you use the PI. all of that good stuff. And like I said, for me, it's super business oriented. You know, you get in there, you fight, and then that's it. It's done.
Yeah, no, that's definitely pretty awesome. That's definitely sounds like it's a pretty smooth process. And now, when you last fought Austin Vanderford, like you said, you were having some doubts going into it. Do you think that's maybe like the most proudest victory you maybe had so far in your career, or something like that?
You know, I think I rate every single one of my victories up there because I understand how hard it is, not only to get a win in MMA, but also to do so at the highest level. So, I would definitely say it's up there with you know, one of my favorite wins. I would say, um, probably my happiest win, you know, just overcoming a bunch of personal issues and everything that I was going through was whenever I fought Mickey Gall, actually. You know, just due to all of the factors that were leading into that fight, and obviously it being my first bonus worthy performance on the card that it was on, and being in my home state. So I would definitely say that Mickey Gall fight meant a lot to me.
Yeah. Now, getting back into that Mickey Gall fight, I mean, after you beat him, I mean, now you've been on like a 3-fight win streak. I mean, what do you think has most improved about your game that's kind of helped you get on this win streak that you're on right now?
I would say everything, honestly, from mindset to training to style of training to physicality of training, and as well as the mentality of training, right? So I think I would honest to God say just everything. All in all, I think I've been checking all the boxes. You know, I think I spoke to the UFC media about this. I said if I had to give myself a progress report, I think I'm on straight A's right now. So I'm gonna just try to get it to A+ and just keep zooming.
Yeah, no, I definitely would like to see you keep zooming as well, man. Keep up the good work. And now, when it comes to training, or maybe just even with your fights, I mean, what's maybe some of your favorite memories that you might have had throughout your MMA career?
Oof, man, there's too many to count, you know. I definitely think man, through fighting, honestly, I've had the opportunity to travel to quite a few countries. Um, been to Singapore, been to a couple of spots in the Middle East. Um, I would say probably my coolest experience to this day was getting to go to Singapore. I think it was just a fight night, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't a numbered card. It was a fight night actually when I went to Singapore in August of 2023, and actually got to just immerse myself kind of in the culture of Singapore, and got to eat stingray. So it was pretty unique.
Nice. No, it definitely sounds like a good time, man. And I think I was talking to another fighter that was also on the Singapore card and also mentioned they really enjoyed that. So definitely sounds like it was a cool place to kind of visit. And now, another thing I was wondering as well, man. I mean, talk us a little bit more about kind of how you got into MMA and maybe some of your first days on the mat.
Yeah, so believe it or not, when I first moved to Texas, I was looking to get into MMA, and just long story short, was kind of a upbringing thing where I wanted to get into combat sports. Didn't know if I really wanted to do it professionally or not, but I think around 16 or 17 years old is when I started to get a lot more serious about it. Went into the army, basic training, AIT. Once I got out, I think actually prior to me getting out, I think like a week or two before my graduation date for the AIT, which is the job training with the military. I was in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. My coach at the time, he called me. He's like, "Hey, what do you think about fighting in Louisiana and Alexandria?" And instinctually, I just said yes. By the time I hung up the phone, I was like, "You know what? Did I just agree to?" And lo and behold, you fast forward that phone call to about 2.5 or 3 weeks later, I had my first amateur fight, and I was just like, you know what? I was hooked on it, hooked on training, hooked on fighting, and hooked on doing all that stuff. So it was just quite a journey it's been.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems like a cool journey, and that's definitely a cool story, man. And now you grew up in New York. I mean, talk us a bit more about that, and maybe some cool spots, maybe you like to check out in New York, or just like your whole experience with New York as well.
Yeah, New York City, honestly, in my opinion, is one of the best cities. It's just such a unique city. I think if you've never ever been to New York City, I think it's something that you gotta check off the bucket list. It's a melting pot, you know what I mean? It teaches you a lot of lessons. So definitely being from New York is something that I'm proud of. I know a lot of people they give us shit all the time, but I love New York City.
No, no, New York is definitely a cool place. I've been there a couple times, and yeah, no, it's definitely a cool spot, man. And now, when it comes to New York, do you got any cool like places where you maybe like to hang out or eat at or anything like that?
Yeah, I usually stay either in the Bronx or the Lower East Side. I got some family in the Lower East Side and Upper West Side, and I still got my grandma and a lot of family in the Bronx. So whenever I go there, I stay there. There's a couple of pizza spots that I frequent. Is the deli close by my grandma's that they make good chopped cheese. So I usually go out there whenever I'm not dieting or doing anything like that. So I always got love for the Bronx, man.
There you go. No, it's definitely some cool stuff there, man. And now you're obviously a beast and whatnot in the cage, but I mean, what do you kind of like to do outside the cage when you're not in there training and fighting?
Man, funny enough, whenever I'm not, I like to work out. I like to read a lot, and also on my downtime, man, something I've been picking back up on is shooting my bow. I got a compound bow, so I've been messing around with that. I'd love to go bow hunting. I like hunting too, but bow hunting is pretty hard, man. So I don't know. I got to get better. I got to get better with my compound bow before I do that. So
You ever go hunting with Kevin Holland at all or anything like that?
I have not been actually, but my manager Justin Adams, he's been offering me to go on an elk hunt in New Mexico, so I got to check that out.
There you go. No, that definitely sounds like a good time, man. I hope you end up doing that. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Ramiz, man, it's been awesome talking to you. I appreciate you coming on, taking the time. I mean, what's maybe your final message out there to the fans watching this video?
Man, hope you guys enjoy my work, and just keep supporting me. If you don't like me, it's okay. If you like me, it's awesome. But yeah, just hope you guys keep enjoying my performances.
Yeah, man, we'll definitely keep enjoying your performances, and we're looking forward to seeing you hopefully return in January or February. And thank you so much for your time, my man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Kev. Appreciate it.